And we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to Darlene Walter Riley for being the first one here. Jet Shelley is also early in the building. Jet Shelley, good morning. Thank you for being here as well. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers, Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance over the road truck drivers. Shout out to the brothers Troy Stars Trucking Vlogs on YouTube. Please continue to go to Troy's channel, support his channel, and continue to uplift that brother. Continue to go over to Shakira's Fair channel as well and support her channel. Continue to uplift that sister. Big up to everybody tuning in this morning, and shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. Big up to you. God's tomahawk says your daily reminder, Jesus Christ loves you. That's the first message I saw this morning. All right, big up to everybody tuning in this morning. It's another episode of this Morning Thoughts show, and we are going to just talk up some things this morning. Not going to talk for too long because we got so much going on behind the scenes. So I won't be around for much longer, as in on the video, right? God spare my life, I'll be around for a long time. But on video this morning, we won't be around for much longer because I got a lot going on. So we're going to try to make it a solid 1 hour show. All right. First of all, we're going to talk about New Year's resolution. And as I was planning this last night, I saw somebody who was very famous put up a joke that said, please, y'all, please don't start this New Year's resolution stuff because most of y'all start the New Year's resolution stuff and then by 3 hours into the New Year's, you're already off your resolution and doing something else. And then you spend the rest of the year with guilt and regrets and all this because you have not accomplished what you set out to. I have a different theory, but let me big up some people first, then we're going to talk. All right. So, New Year's resolution, friendship, fitness, and finances. The 3 F's. We're going to talk about that. Then a sister asked yesterday in the comment section, so I pulled her comment up yesterday. I mentioned it yesterday morning, but we didn't get into the details of it. So I didn't feel like I did justice to her. I'm the one that asked. I said, leave your comment in the comment section below and tell me which topic you want to hear discussed on SouFLoTV for our next morning thoughts. This person thought their ideas out and put them together and took the time to write it out. So I owe it to that person to actually go into that, right? Fair is fair. All right, so this sister name is Jacqueline Welch. Jacqueline Welch, big up yourself. You left a comment that says, it's basically about, it's long, so I'm gonna read through it, but not now. That's what we're going to talk about. She wants to know about the rise and the sudden explosion of biracial couples everywhere. It's being heavily promoted, right? It's being heavily promoted. If you watch your latest series, if you don't watch soap opera still, although series have taken over soap opera, if you watch your latest shows, commercials, movies, etc., she wants to know what's up with this. Is there an agenda behind this? But I'm going to read more on her so I can answer her directly. And you will help me also. Before we get into all that, that's all we have this morning. Let me go back to the top of the comment section and shout out some people. So Darlene Walter Riley, first one in the building. Thank you so much. I appreciate you greatly, Darlene. Jet Shelley, another one is here early. Caribbean Queen is in the building. Big up yourself. Lovely Anika is here this morning. Mr. Article Dan, up fam. Big up yourself. Good morning, Nicole Bazaar. Thank you for being here. Lowen Miller Jr. is in the building. Craiger Bailey is here. Craiger Bailey, big up yourself. Lenora Todd is in the building. King Biggs is in the building. Way of Deck 2 is here. VB721 and Sexy Body is here. Natasha B. Yardi Ting is here. and Miss Goldie Robinson, Anita Spike, Denzel Gale. DB is in the building this morning. Just Richie Music. Shelly Belly is here, and Claudia Ferguson is here. Audemars Chizzy, Wayne Nathan, and Fallon Carrington. Anybody else I did not big up, you already know what it is. It's manners and respect, same way. All right, let's get into our topic. So let's start out with, matter of fact, I should give you, the audience, the choice. Which one do we start out with this morning? Do we start out with the New Year's resolution, or do we start out with, is my online alone freezing? Angel of Mine says, and then lovely Anika says, you're freezing up a little bit. Jamaica YouTube, big up yourself. Jamaica YouTube, please go over to Jamaica YouTube and hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You know I ask and y'all don't do it anyways, but shout out to the people that do. People are saying I'm freezing. All right, I'm not freezing on my end. Y'all know we've been having this issue now for a couple of days. When I'm freezing over here, you guys say I'm not freezing. And when I'm not freezing over here, you guys say I'm freezing over there. So I don't know what it is. It's obviously something with the network that's beyond our control. We're going to try to go through the two topics we have this morning. So do I start out with the resolution, or do I start out with the biracial, or the, what should we call it? You know, the couples mixed couple thing that's going on. We see it in all the movies now, videos, etc. Biracial, resolution, biracial, smooth on my end. You're good now. Mixed couple, resolution, you're not freezing. Thank you, Christine Simpson. All right, biracial, mix, biracial. Biracial wins it. Biracial wins it this morning. So we're going to go with the biracial. All right, first, may I tell you, the New Year resolution one is going to be interesting. But let's go with the biracial one first. All right, so let me read her comment. She took the time to write it, so I have to show respect by reading, because I asked her. These are people who participate when I ask them to participate. I don't want to have them feeling like, yeah, he's going to ask me and then he's going to skip over it anyways. No, you're valuable to me. All right, so here we are. Jacqueline Welch, one day ago, under the video where we were testing the live to make sure lighting and everything is good. You can go look at the comment yourself. It says, SouFlo, the topic of interest that I would like to see you touch on is all the commercials we see here in many parts of foreign, here in North America, that I watch daily on TV and see on billboards and on print media, where Black people are always front and center, the stars. I find it troubling and foreboding. Dang, she finds it troubling and foreboding. I find it troubling and foreboding. It's a suspect to me that the majority of Black actors in these advertisements are generally partnered with Caucasian mates. No other race. And these Black actors all have natural hairstyles, including locks. Although when I go outside in a public arena, the majority of the Black females are wearing blonde, lace front weaves, etc. We appear to be the targeted race of choice in these ads, since the other races are few and far between in these advertisements. What do you think the message their commercials are conveying? What are they trying to say, and to whom? I have a theory, but I'm curious if I'm the only one concerned about the overwhelming attention being bestowed upon us. Interesting. Jet Shelley, I appreciate you. Thank you. Interesting. All right. My hubby and I also made that observation. This is Shelly Belly. Shelly Belly says, my hubby and I also made that observation and talked about the increase in the biracial couples in the media. Let me try to break this down, how I see it. All right. So if you're one of those people that's coming, if you're past a certain age, if you're past 30 years old, 20, I would say 30. If you're past 25, 30, that age group, and you're above on the other side, the older side of that, then you remember just recently, not too long ago, you wouldn't find black people in commercials, really. You wouldn't even find us in movies. Like when they had the big box office movies, you would see one black person in it, and that black person would die within the first 5 minutes of the movie, right? So, and we actually saw it and we proved it by watching multiple movies where it almost became a trending thing where we would literally say to each other in the movie theater, oh, there's a black dude in here. Yeah, he's gonna die in the first 5 minutes. And he did die in the first 5 minutes over and over and over. So we weren't really put in certain places. I'm gonna tell you what happened though. We weren't put in certain places. Very few and far in between, right? And you always used to ask ourselves, like, why didn't they use a black actor for that? Like, why couldn't a black actor play that role? It would have been better suited for a black actor to play that role, etc., etc., etc. Right? All right. Remember, I told y'all when I left the military, I went to work at Walmart for a while, right? Get my mind straight, get back to civilian life, learn how to speak to people again, and be around people and be normal, because I was coming from an environment of a decade of being in an environment where I was around just men, and I was around the alpha dogs men, meaning men who were trained to, this is what the infantry does, okay? So we were trained to fight. We were trained to kill if necessary. We were trained to also keep peace. Don't get it twisted, but war is always on our mind and combat is always on our mind. That's our everyday job. That's what we went to work to do. And I wasn't a part-time soldier. I was a full-time soldier. I was what we call active duty, never reserve, any of that. So I was in it. Had to change my mindset, because if you walk around in a place where everybody call each other, hey, shitbag, shitbag, hey, dickhead, hey, 10 peg, hey, fuckface. And that's how we spoke. And it became normal. So when I went around regular people, it would slip out a lot, right? The way we ate, the way we drank, the way it was just a whole culture to itself. So I tried to come back to normal, easing my way back out, went and worked at Walmart for a while. And while I was there, I learned this. I remember they had a training program for young employees who wanted to go into the corporate side of Walmart, right? What better pool to pick from than from people who you already hired at a basic level, transition them over into, right? So they understand the company and you're supposed to grow with the company and all this other stuff. And they had a couple of people came in to speak. And a couple of us who were interested signed up for the program, and we went into the, or should I say, the lecture of sorts. And there was an advertisement mogul in there. And he said, I'll never forget this. He said, in a few years from now, white will not be the go-to. The Caucasian community will not be the go-to, because America is changing. The world is changing, but America is changing rapidly with the influx of immigrants and people mixing on a regular. Nobody's forcing them to. They're living their normal lives. We saw over the couple of years pass by what seemed like an explosion in race mixing. Everywhere you looked, there was a black woman with a white man and a white woman with a black man and biracial kids everywhere and all that. It was just the world was changing, right? And he pointed that out during talking about placing ads and targeting communities where the money is, where the money is. So I thought to myself, well, how are they going to do that? I saw the ads started rolling out. A lot of people were upset about this. The first one that got a lot of people upset was, I believe, a cereal commercial from Cheerios. And the cereal commercial from Cheerios had a white mom and a black dad and a mixed race child. And people lost their damn minds. They did not stop there. They just kept going, kept going, kept going. The media softens the minds of the people, right? As in, this is what is acceptable. That's what they do. That's the reason why a lot of people are fearful when they see more of this alternate lifestyles popping up in their stuff. No, I don't want my kids to see that type of stuff. Two men kissing on screen and he's 7 years old. Why is that in the kids program? Why are you putting gay couples and two men raising a child in a program that children are supposed to be watching, whatever? That's what TV does. TV softens the mind, brings you to, okay, this is what it is. If you wake up every day and you see it every day, after a while, it becomes normal to you. You become desensitized to it. Their angle is money. Their angle is money. But they have to target the community that has the most money. They also have to make sure that these people feel like they are involved, like you're a part of this. You know what I'm saying? So here comes the commercials, here comes the movies, here comes the billboards, here comes the print magazines, everything like that. It's mixed race couples leading the way, biracial children leading the way. And that's the agenda they're trying to promote. They're trying to promote, how should I say it now? Some kind of racial unity kind of thing, but closer than comfortable for most people. See? And that's what it's all about. It's all about the money. And it's all about, yes, we are being targeted as a community. It is proven that our community makes the most money. The highest earning community is actually the Black community. However, we are also the community that keeps money in our community the longest. We're at the back. We're nowhere near the lead in this. We are the community that gets the money out of our community the fastest. There are studies that have been shown, and there are graphs that are laid out to show you. Like I was looking at one graph, one study, and it showed like the Jewish community keeps their money in their community, say 6 to 8 months. A dollar will circulate in that community for about 6 to 8 months. Just an example I'm giving. And then it would say the Hispanic community is able to keep a dollar in their community circulating for 3 to 4 months. The Asian community will keep their money, Asian meaning, you know, Chinese, Japanese, Indians, they will keep their money circulating in their community 5.5 months. The Jewish people keep it in their community longer, the Asian community next, the Hispanic community next, and it goes on and on. The Black community is last. We keep a dollar circulating in our community for about a week or less. So they're at 6 to 7 months to keeping a dollar in their community. We're at about a week. And they've got to figure out, so it's not hard to get our money out of our community, but they want all of it, right? And what better way to make you spend than to make you feel like you're involved, you're a part of this. So that's what it is. That's what I think it is anyways. Going through that lecture, putting my ones and twos together, and now seeing these, like the person question just asked, the commercials, the ads, the movies, the, you know, everything. That's what it is. I've heard though, like I think it's Brother Omar Johnson and somebody else was saying, one of those people that speak a lot about stuff that has to do with the Black community. I remember him saying, why do you think they start putting all these Black women with white men in these movies and these videos and these whatnot? They're putting them there because they want the Black woman to feel like that's her knight in shining armor. All my life, I've been wronged by Black men. All my life, I've been hurt by Black men. It's time for me to go to the other side and see what the other side has for me. So they soften the idea to you through these commercials, ads, and after watching it for a while, it makes you feel like possibly for you that can happen too. My knight in shining armor might be a white guy, right? He's going to treat me better than any Black man has ever treated me. He's going to love me better than any Black man will ever be able to love me, and that kind of stuff. If you notice, when they put the Black couples and the white couple together, or the Black man and the white woman, or the Black woman and white man together, if you notice, when it's a Black woman and a white guy, the Black woman can do all wrongs. The white guy acts as if come on, let's talk about it. And you're better than this. And, you know, he's the knight in shining armor role for real, written in. He's the savior. He's the one who's going to make all things better in her life, kind of thing. And that's, I mean, I've seen it. I've seen it. So I think that's where it's at. But to that other end that I just mentioned, that wasn't my speech. That was what I heard Dr. Omar Johnson and somebody else, I believe, said that. How do you feel about that now? Let's talk about that. Products, Maria's products. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. All right. Lace we got sell down the place. Somebody said lace we got sell down the place. How it reflects society. Rising Phoenix says it reflects society. Yes. The change in society, though. Live on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Sophie. How you doing?
Good morning, family. I'm good. How you doing?
Good, good. Yeah, so good. You know, you always have good we call topics.
See.
Good topic again.
All right.
So, after 1865 in this country, America had what they called the Negro problem. They had millions of black people they no longer wanted, but they didn't know what to do with because they tried sending some black folk to Liberia and Sierra Leone, but they had already severed the African connection. That didn't work. So they said segregation, right? Want to stay over there? We'll stay over there.
Right.
As we were forced, our black people were forced to stay on one side, black people started to build businesses. Some were very successful. And the more successful the businesses started to get, the more jealous the white folks started to get. And then we have Tulsa, we have Rosewood, we have Seneca Village. We call the place Central Park used to be a thriving black community.
Yes, and they bulldozed it to build Central Park.
Yes.
Wow.
That happened all over Delaware. Wilmington, Delaware was another one. All throughout the country, when they start to see black progress, they would tear it down. So once integration came, one of the primary reasons for integration was to get that black money and was to undermine black communities thriving. Because every time black communities thrive, they would lynch, they would burn, and all that kind of stuff, right? So now you have people you really don't want, but they do have money. I'm going quickly through time.
Right.
They have money that you would like. So that was the point of integration, because black people didn't experience real integration. Real integration is I buy from you, you buy from me. That's not what happened. What happened is that the black minority got absorbed economically by the white majority. So instead of being able to, okay, I can go to the black man restaurant and I can go to the white man restaurant because they're both equal. They both have equal access to resources. They both have great locations. They both have great food. I can make my decision. No, that's not what happened. All of the resources got sucked in by the white power structure. And we had decades and decades of not really building businesses after that and not really having the finances to sustain businesses. So with that, you have like the absorption where it's gone. You know, we don't have that base. Sorry, I'm losing my thought. I'm gonna jump around to the
Take your time and do your thing. We're listening.
Yeah, the interracial relationships now. As I said, they have people that they didn't want. So you absorb them economically and also through propaganda. We are always the people who are targeted for this type of marketing. No other group of people. The people who are most into interracial dating are Asian women with white men. But you will see more in media Asian couples together than you will see black couples. And when you see the black couples, you'll generally see the light-skinned black woman and the dark-skinned black man, and then a mixed-looking child, not even a black child, a mixed-looking child. So they have people that they really don't want, but you have to work with it. So the best thing is you can absorb their money and you can absorb their minds at the same time. And that's where the propaganda come in. So we have so much propaganda pumping us to be certain things and to act certain ways. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And we haven't and instead of life imitating or art imitating life, life starts to imitate the art. Like now you're seeing a lot where when you see a man in a dress, is a black man in a dress. That's the new narrative that they're starting to push. So you have a population you don't really like, you wanted to get rid of. The best you can do is try to lighten them up as much as possible, lighten up their minds, integrate their minds, that they don't have a black mind. You can't have a black community without black people, and effeminize them as much as possible. This is what we're seeing. So I think it's important for black people to, when you have your children watching TV, you teach them what propaganda is, so they know what it is. But we have always been the people who have been identified for this type of marketing, and it's not towards our benefit.
Wow. Why do you think though? I mean, you said it in a nutshell, but
what I said, if you're black, get back. If you're brown, stick around. There's no interest in black people, unless we have something to give, unless we have something that can be taken, whether it's a cultural product, whether it's a sexual product. We're on the outs, and we have been that way since slavery. We were seen not as a people to be integrated into American society. We were seen as a people to be the footstool so others can be fully integrated into American society in an equal way. That's why you see black people have been fighting for rights forever, but you have the LGBT come out of nowhere, and it's like they have more protections than black people. You have Hispanics come from nowhere. Black people have been here for so long, and it's like they're progressing more than black people. That's part of the problem. Our mentality is also another part of the problem. A lot of us have low self-esteem and are excited by the idea of being accepted by any and everyone else because we have low racial self-esteem. That's what I think it is.
You hit it all on the head. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Take care.
Awesome. Okay, and again, I think y'all are starting to recognize her voice now when she calls in, right? Y'all are starting to recognize her voice when she calls in. When she calls in, it's always well precise and clearly put. I couldn't have said it any better. She said everything that I was thinking. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
SouFlo, good morning.
Good morning, family. How are you doing?
I have it. How are you doing this morning? Oh, okay, I have two sides of this story. First of all, I come from a biracial family.
Right.
I married biracially. Outside of America, there's so much biracial couples. When we go to get higher education, who do you think we meet? We meet, as you go higher, you meet less black men. And you know what? You meet less black men, and the black men you meet, they're interested in white women. And the fact is, they want black women to look a certain way. They want when I see the pictures of the black women that they're looking for, as professionals, we can't be that way. The tight dress, some part of your body is always exposed. You have to have the weave, the wig. What about a natural, educated black woman who doesn't want to show her body, who believes in God? They're not looking for that. They're looking for the skin out, the drop, the hang out, the straight corner, the dance hall. When you're busy getting an education, you can't do that. So black men aren't looking for women like that. But guess what? Their counterparts are, because they're looking to build a future. They are. No, the regular black men on the street, if you see them when they turn their head, they're looking for the ones that are half naked, that are acting crazy, that don't have the way they do be, the long fingernails. They're not looking for the woman that have their natural hair. You don't believe the natural hair. You're beautiful. They're not. A lot of them are not looking for that. So you go where people are looking for you. Okay. But in America, listen. No. If you look at the stats, there's more black women in college than black men in America. That's one. And two, people love the people that are in the category. And sometimes black women advance a little quicker than black men, okay? And they don't catch up as quickly, and we fall in love with different people around us. It depends on where you're at. It depends on the society you're in, where you live. I don't think it has something to do with targeting. I think it's the people around you and where you're at as you develop. If you higher education, who are the people around you? What are you looking to build? Are you looking to hold on to your dollar? Then you're looking to someone that's willing to hold on to their dollar and willing to build a legacy for your children. Okay, the things that you instead of driving the Jaguar, you may drive a Honda for years and have a house to park it in. The priorities are different. Okay, so the thinking is different. And this is why that you end up marrying people sometimes out of your race because who you're looking for is not represented in your race. You don't come in contact, it's the truth. You don't come in contact with them when you're building or when you're looking to build. Because you may be looking to buy a home. I know when I was looking for a husband, I met my husband in college. Okay, both of us were in college. We met in college. We were about the same things. We had plans for the future. We wanted a home. We wanted higher education. We wanted children. We knew exactly what we wanted, and we wanted somebody to build with us. It wasn't about partying. It was about building a legacy for our children, so our children could go to college, so they could have something to give to our grandchildren. So the thinking is different. So it's not always about marrying who looks like you. And it's not always sort of having a bad experience. Because my father figure was Irish. So I married what I seen. I married a man that loved my mom, that raised me, that sent me to college. And I am a Black woman.
Somebody is asking, who is Black in your family and who is white?
My father is Irish. My mother is Black West Indian.
So your father is Caucasian.
My father's
because you have Black people that are Irish. It's a nationality. It's not a race. So
yes. And he respected the fact that and understood that I was a Black girl.
Okay. I can't argue with your reality. I can only thank you for sharing your point of view and your reality with us. Right?
And that's the thing. That's my reality.
All right. And yes, and exactly. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Have a good day.
You too now. Bye. All right. I had to wait for her to get off before I said my piece on what she just said. And I want her to know that this is with all respect. So if you quickly look at the study, right? First of all, there are more Black women around than there are Black men. We're already off balanced in numbers, right? And then just quickly, person, please keep calling. I'm going to answer you. If you look at the numbers, it says 4.5 million African Americans now hold a 4-year college degree, right? 669,000 Black women hold master's degrees, and 409,000 Black men hold master's degrees as well. Hundreds of thousands on both sides. So her reality is her reality, but the way she came off when she said it made it sound so generalized, and so Black men aren't thinking about family and future and education and all that. And if you go to an institution of education, you will mostly find others there, not your Black men. In a sense, she made it seem also like her first choice would have never been a Black man anyways. Sometimes what you're looking for, you just have to be honest with yourself. But some people can't be honest with themselves, so they turn it another way. Like, I was looking for a Black woman, but I couldn't find no Black woman that was educated enough or accomplished enough or driven enough or whatever. So I ended up with Becky. And Becky is, when what it really is you were actually looking for a mate from a different race because the way you were raised, who you looked up to, etc., etc. Live on the air with SouFlo. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Good morning.
Hi, good morning, SouFlo.
Good morning, family. How you doing?
I'm blessed, and how are you?
Amen. Blessed.
Happy holidays to everyone. First time caller and excited.
Thank you. I appreciate you. We appreciate you here. The floor is yours.
2 quick points. Okay, the first thing I wanted to say to add to what the first caller said is speak how the Black culture is extracted by others and celebrated, and what we own naturally, what is innate to us, is not celebrated. We've always seen that the aesthetic of the Black woman, generally speaking, with the hips, the butt, right, and everything like that. We're told that was ugly. The full lips, they were ugly. But then now placed on white women or others, it's exotic, it's beautiful. And that does something to the psyche of the Black woman, where the things that you own naturally are not celebrated. But when you place it on a pedestal of someone where it's injected or added, that's celebrated. Now that white women don't have butt, that's something that's seen as beautiful. That's one. So I think sometimes we need to talk more about the others who take from our culture, add it to theirs, and they benefit from it, something that we have. And they end up not even being advocates for us. The thing is, we're looking for allies. And allies are not people who come to us and tell us racism is real. We need allies to go in the rooms that we can't enter to say that racism is real, right? But we don't have that. We have them instead taken from us. The second thing I wanted to share is what happened with George Floyd. A lot of people, we had our eyes to the screen because we had to.
Do you have us on speaker? Do you have us on? Sorry, not to cut you off. Do you have us on speaker, or are you like close to the phone or something?
I'm on my phone.
You're coming across like muffled.
Is this any better?
All right, go ahead and talk. Let's see.
Okay, sorry about that. So what happened with a family member of mine during the whole George Floyd thing? He was engaged to a white woman. The marriage would have gone forward in March of 2020 if not for COVID. So while at home watching George Floyd, all the anger, all the unrest, his fiance and the family could not understand why people were outraged. So he's a Black man sitting around, looking around at his soon-to-be in-laws, and they had no outrage. In fact, they're avid Trump supporters. You can support what you want, but in that case, the fact that they could see his humanity in what happened,
right,
and we're still defending the police, he was concerned. And then he started thinking about my children being around you. And if it's hard for you to see a humanity in a Black person and you happen to have one that you're around, that you interact with and you say you care for, then what's going to happen when he's not there? So those are the things I wanted to point out. A lot of people had to examine their relationships. There's something about understanding when someone is going through. And I'm not going to say that's for all people of other races, but it's important who you partner with, that their family can see the humanity in you, not thinking like you're an exception to what they think of Black people to be, but that they see your humanity. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Okay, take care. God bless you.
Blessings. Yo, that last part that she just said, have y'all ever been in that situation where you get into a professional environment, you know, and you're there and you're scrubs or whatever, and they come to you and they say stuff like, "You're different. I know you're different. See, I knew there was something about you that was different. You're not like the others." I've actually had that said to me like outright, just like that. And you don't know if you want to be like, what? I'm different. I'm not like the others. Hold on. Let's take this call. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Oh, a lot of noise in the background, but loud and
Oh,
clear.
okay, I'm all right. You know what? I'm gonna have to call back then. Because I walk out the street. I'm not no phone, I'm gonna call back.
We can't hear you though.
Yeah, but I don't want no back, no back.
All right. Call back when it's comfortable for you.
All right.
All right. Yeah, have you ever had that when they say that they are racist, they tolerate us, they don't like us, create an alternate reality to fit their current existence is called a lie. Uh, who's that? Hewlett M says, me too. I've had it happen. I'm asking people who work in a professional setting that you are a minority in your setting in numbers. Have you ever had that happen to you? I've had it happen to me. Like I said, when I went to that lecture at Walmart, where the advertising mogul explained what was coming years down the road. This was years ago. He explained years down the road, this is what it was going to be because things were changing in this direction. Now, these people, yeah, you got to understand that this is their job to foresee what is happening in the market. They study statistics and demographics and all that. So, live on the air with SouFLo, good morning. Them hung up. Yeah, they study statistics and demographics and stuff like that. So him coming in there giving that lecture gave me an insight into, okay, this is how the world's really changing. Then I went outside and I looked and I saw it. So I was like, oh, so they can't continue to do a pitch to a group of people that are fading out. They can't continue to they have to appeal to the new that's coming. For instance, if I have a product to sell and you're 95 years old, the most you have left in life is another 5, 10 years at max. If you live to 105, very few do, and very few do that are functional at that age anyways, where they do their own shopping, take care of everything, spend their own money, are in control of all their finances and assets and stuff. So your demographic, you're fading. I'm not concerned about you. I'm more concerned about who is coming now that's 7 and 8 and 9 and 10 years old, who can pull mommy's coattail and say, mommy, I want this toy right here, and that kind of stuff, right? And then that person will grow into your product. That person has a long shelf life for your product. If I hook you, if I'm Nike and I made you fall in love with Nike from 7 years old, and I get your money because you become a dedicated Nike shoe buyer without even thinking about it. Nike is my shoe to go to. I like Jordans. I like running. My running shoes is the new Nikes, that's this. My exercise shoes is another Nikes, that's that. My sweatsuit is a Nike suit, that's this. And I have you spending like that from you were little, forcing or encouraging or asking, begging mommy and daddy to spend like this. And it goes all the way through your life. I'm taking money out your pocket, right? You are a person who I can depend on to support my business, put money in my pockets to get my products from you are 7, 8 years old all the way until you pass away. If you live, say 50, 60, 70, 80. So they had to change the market up. When I walked out of that lecture and I started observing around me, that is what I came away with. So not so much as pushing an agenda to make black people go with white people or whatever. People are going to go with who they want to go with, and we get, as we go further into a world that lines are being erased more and more. Like one time gone, you would find straight people at gay clubs. Now everybody goes to a gay club. You don't even know you in a gay club because you're there to enjoy the music. Unless it's like a gay strip club or something and you're straight, you're like, that's not for me, right? People are starting to, the lines are blurring. The lines are blurring. The racial lines are blurring. More people are being created who will be the future grown people of tomorrow that you look at them and you're like, I wonder what he is. He looks, let's just call him black. And that's how society look at them. Let's just call them black, right? My biracial children, black, classified as. Then they start putting like biracial on applications now, which was never there before. Biracial. It was never there before. It was either this or that or that. Are you Hispanic? Are you Caucasian? Or are you African American or other black? That's what the applications used to say. They don't say that no more. They have other spaces on there for other for people to express themselves more on paper, who I am. Why do I have to choose black when I'm not really black? Because how do I say I'm black when my mom's white? It's like dishonoring my mom to choose my dad's side. I'm forced to do this on paper. They actually looked into all that and they changed the application. So now people who fill out these applications can actually say, I am biracial, and they tick a biracial box. And some applications even go further to say what mixture of that makes you a biracial person, etc. So the world is changing, right? And that's what it is. I think that's going on. But not to take away from what that first caller, that first sister said about, like the Tulsa and all these other places, Central Park, that got bulldozed away, that black community, to build Central Park and all this other stuff. That also holds true as well, right? I was told the way you speak on the phone proper, but then they see me, I'm a black woman. Even my name. This is Roxy Hall just said that. Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFlo. This is Shelly.
All right, Shelly Walton.
Yeah, I'm just called back. I couldn't wait.
Right, all right. So talk up.
Yo, they said I'm going to vex with me this morning.
Lord God.
But no, I'm going to talk up the things then.
Talk up, man.
Because I only know that black woman is starting to date out. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Let's call a thing a thing. When black men was going around with white women, Asian women, and coming online talking about white women are better and non-black women are better, it was all this outrage. You understand? When black men purposely, you understand? And I'm gonna go all in. I don't know, but I'm gonna go all in. When they was putting non-black women in their rap music video and in the reggae music video, nobody was saying nothing. So all of a sudden, I don't know why people is mad. Why y'all mad? You understand? No, that's how come you tell them. Because one of them vexed. Another thing said, where I come from, and I'm going to check up my phone. I'm going to send a topic. I'm going to send them a call. You understand what I'm saying? Because for how many years black men were playing non-black women in their music videos as the lead. They were going to put the dark skin with the big lip them in their video. You understand what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden now it's a problem. I know that black women have started dating out of them race. You understand when black women was complaining about these black men not putting I'm talking about like she's looking at me. Not putting black women in their videos. Oh, we was called bitter and all that. You understand what I'm saying? So now all of a sudden now, we're so well, since y'all didn't want to hear what we had to say, and we wasn't good enough for the music videos and stuff like that, so what we gonna do? We're gonna divest. You understand? We're gonna do our own thing. You understand what I'm saying? The whole black community, let's talk about things. I'm gonna go flex with me and I'm gonna kill. The whole black community is very black belt identified. You understand what I'm saying? It works for black men. I was a Hebrew Israelite. I'm mad. I was a Hebrew Israelite. And I was taught by these black men that you are whatever the seed of your father is. What they mean is that they don't need a black woman to create black children. They could create black children with any other woman on the planet, and their child is still going to be a black Hebrew Israelite because the father is a black Hebrew Israelite. I used to believe that. You understand? That's basically saying that me as a black woman is not needed. That express, or I used to teach that until one day, so slow, I know I'm yelling, I'm sorry, but one day I read the Bible. I went into Ezra, the 9th and 10th chapter, and I read it, and I'm like, hold on. When the Most High said to Ezra, speak unto the men of Israel, and said that they have profaned my sanctuary. They said, what would that mean? They said they have taken unto them heathen wives. What could they do? Because the Most High was ready to judge Israel and kill all the men. He said, hey, you need to get rid of your heathen wives and the children born of them. So I said, wait a minute. If the children were Israelites, why did the Most High say to get rid of the children born of that union? I thought the children with Israelites. I'm going to talk about them right now. You understand? And this has been going on for far too long. All of a sudden, now the problem is because black women say, hey, well, we're going to start dating out now. Now is the problem. You understand? And that's the truth. Nobody don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. Black people get me catch you this morning. Come on, but talk up the things then. You understand what I'm saying? For 15 years, you hear nothing about black woman is this, black woman is that, all other races of women is better. You understand? So we sick and tired of it. You understand what I'm saying? Because if you as a black man could create children with any other race of women and that child would still be black, well, you don't need black women wombs then. We don't have to born your children. You understand? Because if you believe what you believe, you understand what I'm saying? Then keep that same energy. Don't switch up now. You understand what I'm saying? So, God, I'm gonna kill what anybody wants to say. If they wanna, black women wanna date out, let them date out. Black women has been doing it, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say before I hang up. I forgot his name. I think his name is Godfrey, right? If you click on the video, please get the video right now. I don't know how to send you a video. Click on the video with Godfrey, and he was walking, and he saw an ad with a black woman and a white man on it, and he got upset. God can even say out of his own mouth, so that black men has been doing this to black women for ages, and black men were the one that started it. And now black women is because they're hurt, and that's why they're going to white men. You understand? But come on, how long are you going to put other races of women in your video? And don't tell me, so I'm sick and tired of this whole crap about me and everything. You don't have your own mind. You don't care. You understand? Because all you have to say is, you know what, I want black women to be in this video, but they don't care. You understand? I'm out on these YouTube streets. I used to make videos. I'm in Clubhouse and I hear how these men speak. They don't care. You understand? But now all of a sudden black women is there now it's a problem. Oh well. That's all I have to say.
Big up yourself and thank you for going in. Have a good day. Who's triggered? Who's triggered? May I have to say something though? Live on the air with SouFL. Good morning, brother. Fam, I so wanted to say something before you call, but me don't want to talk.
What up, SouFL?
Yeah.
You see when the people them call in, you can keep them on a call and say what you need to say, and then you say, caller, what you have to say. That's how we're gonna work the program.
We don't want them feel like they're getting cut off though, and sometimes when you cut somebody off,
no. They can wait. Give them some time to wait.
Sometimes when you pause them.
So listen, say what you have to say.
Sometimes when you pause them, they lose them comment. All right, now go say what I have to say, brother. Thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
All right. What she just said, right? Do you see how quickly a conversation that has anything to do with black people goes from just what we were talking about to animosity towards black man this and black man that? It's like there's water under the bridge of a fractured relationship that seems like there's so much animosity underneath, right? I'm just going to say one thing because me want you talk. I'll catch up myself later, but let me say this one thing.
Okay.
All this talk about black men did this first and black men started going out there first and putting white women in videos, and we have to stop this generalization thing and blaming our black people for everything. First of all, these artists that were putting these women in these videos are contracted through record companies who have a bigger agenda. So they're talking about marketing to audiences that don't speak. The same thing that they're doing now in the original intent of this discussion, right? So if I have an artist and my artist only put black girls in a video, I don't quite expect the girls in Europe to feel like they're a part of this movement kind of thing. So that's business and advertisement, right? And yet it made the black woman feel bad when that was happening, but that's how it was, okay? Black women were putting white men in their videos too, but I know them, it's the agenda or whether it was money, advertisement or whatever. One thing, and I don't want to forget this, let's go way back. Who started canoodling with massa first? Just think about that. Who started canoodling with massa first? Who said this? Hell, I here on this plantation. He want me in the house, so I'm going in. I'd rather be a bed wench than be out here in the fields. But let's not start that blame game, that back and forth. You first started it, so now we doing it. All we are gonna do, a fight with each other more and more and more and more. And this wasn't meant for us to be fighting each other. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so SouFlo. Good morning to the audience and morning to everyone. Okay, check this out. First of all, it's not yesterday black woman, and this conversation, let me say this conversation, it wasn't about the black woman only with dating other races. It wasn't about it was about this mix and biracial and relationship, right? It wasn't about blaming the black woman.
Right.
Right. So people have to analyze stuff when they hear a certain topic, you have to analyze and start looking to what this person is trying to say. You know what I mean? First of all, the black woman been dating white man. So don't come on this live here and make it look like people blaming the black woman. Stop it, man. Stop it. You know what I mean? As a woman, first, and another thing I want to say, she's talking about some type of man who are saying these things. Those men you're talking about saying like some unintelligent man. Those men don't sound like they're intelligent.
And that's who she used to generalize and pretty much just blame.
Yeah, to generalize all the positive men them out here that doing good, great things.
Right.
And another thing I want to say, who's growing these men? These men that are out here killing women and beating women and talking these things about black women. It's the same black women growing these men, these little boys out here. They're not doing their job. These women out here not growing the generation. You are the first teacher. The black woman, I say this on your program all the time, the black woman is the first teacher. 90% of the black kids them are home with the black woman. You understand me?
Aye.
Huh? You understand me now? So that's what I'm saying. Who are growing these kids? These little black boys are out here doing bad shit. Who are growing them? If the father is outside doing some other all over the place, who are spending time around these kids growing them? It's the same woman.
Their tablet, their computers.
Damaging our future. You get what I'm saying? So don't act like you guys right here doing such a great job because you're not paying attention. Because if you were paying attention, you will be showing your kid Will Lynch making a slave. If you were paying attention, you will be teaching your kids about Marcus. You're buying every Marcus Garvey book out there. So don't come here and talk like you guys are all out there doing, and black man not putting us. The black man been putting black, white, and every race in the music video. Don't come here with that story. You get what? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, fam. And trust me, I can go on here because I make sure that this black man went and read every book that I'm supposed to read to free myself, to free my mind. You know what I mean? First of all, every day you get up, you're talking about Jesus. Who is Jesus? A Jewish man. Yeah? It's the same Jewish man that brought your people into slavery. The same Arab man, you're not a Christian, you say, oh, I'm a Muslim. The same Arab man that brought your people into slavery. And when I say slavery, I don't want nobody to come tell me about, oh, the black man sell his brother. No, they trick our people into slavery. I don't want to hear that story. It's a lie. You get what I'm saying? So you guys get up every day and you go worship these white men. When you go spend it, the trick is to take the money back from the people because slavery was free labor. Slavery was free labor. So how are we gonna get back this money when we give these people freedom? We have to, you know what? We have to give them a Sunday and a Saturday to go worship and state and church around the world. Let's take back all of that money on the weekends from these people. Your 1/10 of your money, you should be using it to open some banks. Your 1/10 of your money, you should be using it to run some steel company. Your 1/10 of your money should be opening up some aluminum company. Your 1/10 of your money should be even owning some airports.
Give it to
so don't
Jesus.
Come over here, man, with this story, bro. Don't do it.
This gets heated this morning, and I'm saying, listen, The last, okay, just addressing the last sister that called. Obviously, she is highly, she pissed. Let's not use no other words and cut no corner. She pissed when it comes to this subject. She is very passionate in her delivery of what she had to say. That come from emotions. She pissed, and her argument never had nothing to do with the original intent. But look where we've gone with it.
They always generally every man, but every man is the same. No man, who tell you to go date every man? Nobody told you to go date every man. Stop doing it, because I can't judge every woman and say every woman is the same. I can't. Because I find a lot of positive queens out here that looking for good men. And there's good men out here, but some of these good men who spend their everything on the woman still destroy that good man and turn him into some wicked, tough heart, dangerous human being. Same way, vice versa. SouFlo, you hear me?
Deep fam. Big up yourself.
Look more.
Manners and respect, fam. Thank you.
John more.
Woo. Boy, the kitchen hot this morning, hot grease flying everywhere. Me get a couple of splashes here and there. Let me drink some more tea. The tea done. Listen up. People, let's bring it back to the center. Let's bring it back to the center, right? What did we start out talking about? We started out talking about commercials, billboards. Remember? Commercials, billboards, movies, ads, etc., and why the sudden explosion of biracial couples and children on these? Are they targeting the black community, trying to? And look where it got. Look at where it went. This is like a salty relationship where you can't have a normal conversation about anything, because it just turned bitter out of nowhere. You know, it's a war. It's a war. You're at KS, it's a war. D-Mac, big up yourself. D-Mac says, be a king, be a queen. No excuses are allowed. Big up yourself, D-Mac. But boy, this wasn't meant for us to fight each other. This wasn't meant for us to talk about who start date outside the race first. This was meant to talk about what we see going on. But I guess it all ties in. Remember the caller that called in and said she was raised by, and this is a person who's always been there for her, looked out for her, all this. They did that. She made the choice to then go marry. She herself is biracial. She says her mom's Jamaican, right? And her dad's Caucasian European. So she's biracial. To me, a person like that, you can't be mad at their choice if they go left or right. Why? Because if they go left, they're honoring mommy, and if they go right, they're honoring daddy. It's not like they're taking on something that was not off them visibly anyways. Kind of found the mix and don't know it, and you don't even have to go far in your bloodline. As soon as I go 2 doors down, okay, so that explains that type of features that you have as opposed to, and then over here is, oh, it's right there. Enough, you don't even have to go far, especially Caribbean people. But understanding what she said about her influence, what made her end up that way, and then that skewed her views. Now, do you think, watch how deep this goes, with her belief process, thought process on black men being so skewed, do you think it had something to do with being raised by a white father? Live on the air with SouFlo. Good morning. Good morning.
Pick up yourself, SouFlo.
Manners and respect from Wagwan. Rise up.
Wake up, wise up, and rise up.
See
you don't
that?
know the slogan already. Yeah, man, we're talking about the chat, the live hot this morning, hot like a fire. But the first caller, yeah, that same woman, she did make a good point. But let me tell you what I want. This is the agenda. We all know that the African black gene is the dominant gene, right? Right. So the agenda is to weaken the bloodline of the Africans while they be culture vultures and steal our culture. You know, to say everybody else is trying to be black. Spanish I call themselves the N-word. Chinese I call themselves the N-word. Everybody wants to be black. but they don't want to actually be in our position. So what they want to do is steal our culture while watering down our bloodline by mixing. Because the more you, all right, say a black man have a son with a white woman, and then that mixed racial child have another child with a mixed race, then see him grandfather African gene water down by the time it reach the grandchild, the great grandchild. You see me, I said, so that is the agenda, brother. To take the African culture by being culture vultures and still water down the African gene. Because the more you mix it, is the less of a percentage you have inside of the gene pool. That's it, brother.
Wow. That's
been going on since the beginning of time, starting with William Lynch. With the Willie Lynch, we put it against one another. Right. So the black man has a problem with the black woman, so we both go the other way. Meaning that the black woman go with the white man and the black man go with the white woman because we have a problem. It's called the Willie Lynch syndrome.
And it said it in there too. That was a part of the plan, actually. It's written. It's written. So anybody who don't know about it can actually go read it word for word. It's written. So it's not like y'all make this up. You're not making this up on the spot. You're not just coming up with this.
Pioneer ain't no pioneer. It is documented. So what we need to do is research, read, and comprehend, and we will understand the agenda that is being pushed on us.
And for those who don't, we will always be fighting, like how we started out talking about the commercials and end up blaming each other for who start Dugu Master first and him after.
Thank you. It's the William Lynch syndrome.
Can't work out nothing between each other.
Going back to that now, like what the man said, he's right. From the slavery days, it was the black woman that first started to interrace with the master first before the black man started with the white woman. From slavery days, sir. So it really was the black woman was started, but we're not going to go there, sir. You understand? Right. If you're going back in history, it was the slave master that was raping the African woman first. And then after a while, the black man started to go with the white woman. So let's not go there because it's all documented. But it's part of the Willie Lynch syndrome. That is part of the agenda. It's been going on since the slavery days, brother. Now it's just being branded. It's a brand now. So it's, you understand? Yeah, so that's why you see it all over the place. Remember when we was going to middle school, not many middle, if you had a white girlfriend, everybody would laugh at the scorn.
Yeah, I tell somebody
91, 92, 93.
I was telling somebody that.
No black youth was with no white girls. The man that will ostracize you.
Yeah, true.
Right.
True.
Nowadays, if you don't have a white girl, you're not a galley. Let me tell you that.
Mr. comment in here with that white girl commenting strictly, and next one say white girls only for me, and next one say what? Yeah, but hey, people and them choices here, sir.
To have a white woman is like you have a piece of diamond. Them no want a black woman down here, foreign a white woman they want.
Maybe because of what they think comes with it.
Yes, the perks and the benefits, because yes, they do treat us better on the other side. You know, so the black woman have a hard power and they now go spend their money power and make you better because they now go make you better for you go left you with another woman and really. The white woman not thinking about that. She wants to build her black African man that she's with. So that is all perks of being on the other side, you understand, of the track. But not everyone is like that. So you cannot generalize and say all of them is like that. You have some beautiful, strong black woman out there. But you understand the majority right now, you know, on a certain level, yeah, they're looking for the other side, either Spanish or white or something. They not really look for them black woman.
Big up yourself. Yeah. Big up yourself.
Yo, SouFlo.
Yeah,
all right. One more thing before we go.
All right.
All of them same you who we did go school with, all of them, they will either Spanish or white girl right now. Let me tell you that. Big up yourself.
Man, is not respectful.
No pioneer, ain't no pioneer.
All right. Okay, so let's clear this up. Let's clear this up. Though we don't need to be fighting each other. Let's clear this up. The whole talk about, yeah, black women started first from back then because she was like, oh, this field work is so hard and y'all get to wear scraps and eat doo-doo. if I can make it into the house with Massa, I'll be living in a mansion. I'll be better treated. I could sleep in a bed every now and then and all this other stuff. All right. I see comments that are saying, I'm not even looking at the comment section right now. I see comments that are saying, sir, she did that by force. She didn't want to. Okay. Same thing for the black man. He did that by force. He didn't want to. There's actually a movie out right now. I forgot what the name of the movie was, where this the slave master, the white woman owned a plantation, and she was a very powerful woman. She didn't want a husband. Her husband died, and then she just decides that she just want our back broke by bucks. You understand? Back broke by bucks. So she would actually go through all that he had left her, which was her property, which we were that back then, and she would pick the big strapping ones and she bring them in there. And in the movie, they actually depict how it would be. Like they would be standing there chained up, and then she would have them aisle down, and she would go around the room, and then she would have put herself in the middle of 2 and 3 of them one time and fulfill all her fantasies and all these things. Right? They didn't have a choice either. I remember her saying, "You perform, or I'll have them kill you." And I would say that. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Hey, SouFLo.
Hey, fam.
I'm sorry, it's me, Shelly again.
Yeah, man, we know. Come on, talk. You there? Shelly? Shelly left the place. Well, Shelly. And Shelly called back and then the thing cut off. Call back again, please, Shelly. Now, all right, live on the air. Here we go.
I'm sorry, SouFLo. My phone has slipped out my hand. I'm sorry. It's me, Shelly, calling
Where work with you?
Listen, I'm so sorry that I called and disrespected your show.
No, you didn't.
I didn't mean to yell. No. It was uncalled for. I didn't mean to shout, and I didn't have to do all that. I'm sorry. So I just want to call and apologize for that. It was no need for that. You understand what I'm saying?
Manners and respect.
It was no need for that. So I wanted to call back and say that. Okay. So now that I'm calm, I just want to address a few things. Like some of the comments real quick, and then I'm gonna let other people call in.
All right.
Number one, I do not hate black men. Because a few people were saying that I hate a black man. No, I do not. Okay.
No,
as I said,
I don't think they were talking about you. I think they were talking about that other caller that said, she said black men, like when you're getting educated and you go to these institutions, you hardly find any black men there, and the more you lift yourself up in life, is the less black men that are available to you. So you normally gravitate towards white men, because white men, their perception of life is different. And she was talking a bunch of stuff like they're the best thing since sliced bread, and ain't no black man with those values and ideas of family and higher education and keeping the family together and whatever. So people were saying that she really seemed like she hate black men. They weren't talking about you. They were talking about another caller. For you, they were saying that you shelled down the place because you were well passionate about what you said and how you said it. That's why I was saying no need to apologize. No one felt disrespected by that. I didn't feel disrespected. That's why I gave you the floor to say what you have to say. But go on with your thing.
Okay, another thing too before I start. No, I do not take any meds. Okay, it's called being passionate. Okay. Now, as I was saying, okay, I'm gonna address this from the comments. I was a Hebrew Israelite, okay? It's nowhere in the Bible that says that you are the seed of your father, okay? It never said that. Numbers 2 verse 14 was talking about the nation of Israel that was supposed to be numbered on, I forgot the name of the mountain. I should know, but I'm sorry, I forgot. That's what the Numbers 14 was talking about. Numbered by the tribe of your father. But the women were also from the 12 tribes of Israel, and so were the men. Because Ezra's chapter 9 and chapters 10 contradict you are the seed of your father, as I tried to explain, but maybe I was too loud and I didn't get my point across. Okay. Because it said that you have to do away with the heathen woman and the children born of them. So that contradicts that. Now, the third point I wanted to make is that interracial unions did not come during slavery over on the Western Hemisphere. The Moors had harems full of white women. You could look it up. So when people are saying that I don't know history, no, I know history. I used to go to the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. You understand what I'm saying? So we were taught all those things. So I'm not talking out of the side of my neck just to talk. If you look up the Moors, they were kicked out of Europe by their biracial children. You understand what I'm saying? They went to Europe and ruled Europe, and they intermarried with the head houses of the European families. Look it up. Like I said, you could look it up and you could see it's there. So it didn't start on a plantation or whatever with white men and black women. The point that I was saying, okay, is that, and it ties into your topic, is because, like I said, when Godfrey saw that ad with a black woman and a white man, he got upset because, like you said, I was listening from the beginning, SouFlo, when you say this is an increase in advertisement in the movies and in ads. I heard what you said. So he, a black man who doesn't date black women, was upset that it was an ad. You could look up the video, that it was a black woman and a white man. He said, okay, and I'm not gonna go verbatim, but he said, I don't like seeing this because what it is saying is that the white man is going to provide for black women, and it's gonna send other black women a dog whistle to go out and get white men because white men provide. That's what he said. I want you to look up the video. I'm serious. He said what black men was doing this first. And the reason why black women is starting to do it now is because they're hurt because of what black men were doing.
Are you talking about Godfrey?
Out of his mouth.
Godfrey,
what I said?
Yeah, Godfrey the comedian.
Oh, okay. I don't know what I said, but yeah, him.
Yeah, it's Godfrey the comedian.
So I was not calling to bash black men. I think no matter what you say, I feel that I didn't have to go like that because I wasn't angry at you. So I didn't have to shout and carry on like that. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was my point that I was trying to make. As a black woman,
well received.
As a black woman, this is the last thing I'm going to say.
Okay.
I don't feel good knowing that black men is teaching other men that black women are not needed to create black children.
But that's one set of people that are doing that though, and that's some people that you went and got involved with that are teaching that teaching.
But you know how many people go with that?
Yeah, but you know how many don't?
That you are the seed of the Father. No, it takes two people to make a child, a man and a woman.
Listen, I used to listen to them too, right? And the minute they said Bob Marley is not black, but no, they actually said that Bob Marley is an Edomite. That's what they said specifically. Let's speak in Hebrew terms then. They said Bob Marley is an Edomite, right? And
Edomite, yeah.
Right, and it's Edomite, tomatoes. He's, for them, he is our enemy, and his music carries a frequency that makes you blah 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 blah. And I've heard the whole spiel before, so I understand what you're saying about that, and I never subscribed to that. And I'm telling you that within the confines of their teachings, you will get a whole lot of contradictions and mix up. I've followed it. I've dug into it, but I don't go solely by that. You got to take what you need and keep it moving with just about anything in life. So if you subjected yourself to that completely, like I did to Rastafarianism, or Ism no in Rasta, they would say, to the life of Rasta and Rastafari for 7 straight years, I learned certain things. But again, I took what I needed, and now I'm me. You see what I'm saying?
Understand.
Right. That was just my point. But again, you weren't offensive, and I understand you feel the need to say, yeah, you shouldn't have come off like that or whatever. But I wasn't offended at all. It was entertaining. It was entertaining for sure. It was entertaining. I've me over here, my cup of shake and them thing, my teeth and not my
Oh
cup.
my God,
It's
listen.
entertaining, but it was feverishly delivered with passion. That's what it was. And you said what you had to say. You never said nobody up under them. Mom, you didn't curse. Like you were there. You said what you said, right? And it's out there already in the universe. So, and thank you.
Thank you for being so understanding. I
Yes,
appreciate
ma'am.
you. Have a great day.
One love. All right. So RL says, RL, I appreciate you. I stopped the comment section just to shout this out. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. And RL says we should not blame each other because we are up and were created by a racist system. We need to learn our history and start loving ourselves more. I remember Tupac Shakur said, we need to change the way we speak to each other. We need to change the way we look at each other. We need to change the way we see each other and all that other stuff. And nobody really understood what he meant more than ever than now. Any simple conversation for us can quickly spiral out of control because there's so much deep-seated resentment towards one side to the next side, you know? And that we need to come away from, first of all. She said what she said. I don't want her to apologize, but she feels the need to, and I respect that. She didn't curse nobody out. She didn't send up nobody under their mother. She was very passionate, and it was very entertaining. And all of us can say that's true. Not true? So big up Shell. Shell just shell down the place. You say what you have to say. We not have to agree to everything you say, but you said what you said, and you said it passionately. That's why I said people call in. I'm not gonna bully you and cut you off. And why am I telling you to call in then? I don't want you to call in. You see me? You see when I say be real and be yourself, this is exactly what I mean. Don't pretend up nothing for me. Make me love you how you are or get away from you because of how you are. But let it just be that. And I want to be the same way too. Treated the same way. What you see here is me. So when you see me out the road, you know, sir, I like him from him show and the way him talk. Don't hear me then. Don't stop and try have more conversation with me then. If you're the person like, yo, I watch SouFLo all the time, the way him talk and everything, it resonates, blah, blah. When you see me out the road, hail me because you're going to get the same person and the same thing again, right? Same way. Big up yourself, my sister. Nothing wrong with what you say. Love your neighbors. I don't care the race. Yeah, man. But back to our original. You see how far we've gone, but it all ties in. And it definitely brought out more this morning than what we thought was there, didn't it? All right. All right. Important to have these conversations. Sometimes you see the topic and you're like, I'm boring topic, that topic that's not going anywhere. Dive into the conversation like we do here, thanks to you guys. And I'm here with you, and then we'll see if it not go somewhere or not. Right? Rochelle, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you so much. Congratulations on your milestones at Candice McLean. Somebody has a birthday today and said, SouFLo, please shout out my birthday. I'm so sorry. I don't remember your name. Uh, I, I just saw it in the comment section, and it wasn't even as a comment by itself. It was under somebody else's comment. So whoever is having a birthday today, happy birthday to you, and may you live to see many more happy, healthy ones. All right. Life is precious. Time is precious. Use your time and your life like that's what it is. This ain't no rehearsal. You don't get to rewind and come back again and do it over again. It this. All right. And with that being said, we're going to now segue over into the New Year's resolution. All right. For 2022, we're not very far off from, say, a milestone marker, which is Christmas. Once you see Christmas come around, you know it's the end of a year because a few days after, you are all saying Happy New Year. Big up to my Ethiopian, them Ethiopites and my Coptic Christians and all these things. Me know no gonna say SouFLo. You know already that you're in a Julian calendar, and in Ethiopia we're in how many years behind, and I understand all that. But all my business is conducted in on the Julian calendar in Western world. So I have some of that. All right. So we're now going to know more of that confusion stuff. This is where we're at. Somebody said some of y'all females gonna make this New Year's resolution, and then a couple of hours later, there you are with your, you say your dollar store champagne and in your little outfit talking about new year, new me, and then you're gonna go right back to the dude who been abusing you for the last 6, 7 years. Hmm. Somebody else said, please don't start with the New Year's thing. May I make my New Year's resolutions? And the reason why I'm making them is because of this. I think that when you say stuff, you can always backtrack on what you said. Maybe I know something didn't mean. Maybe it's getting too hard, and sure, I didn't say it out loud. Nobody can hold me accountable to it, right? But, and you cheat yourself out of your, that's why people say don't start no New Year's nothing, because most people fail. Some people don't. Most people fail. And you fail because you didn't write it down, you didn't publicize it, and there's nobody there to hold you accountable for it. Anytime ain't nobody there to hold you accountable for something, you start breaking ranks. You start slowing down. You start not going as hard as you could. You surrender to tired. You surrender to, oh, I was just mad and me fling it over there. So, you know, you don't really. But when you say you're gonna do something and people are looking, eyes are on you to do it, it kind of motivates you more to actually get it done. No resolution, just life goals. Just do it. Yeah. How do I look at this now? Life goals for me is the big picture. Resolutions are the little steps that will get me to the life goals. If you understand you see what I'm saying? So each year, because my goals are long term and my goals are pretty lofty. So it's not going to happen overnight. So I need these resolutions to keep me on track year after year after year. And then when I look back at the journey, I will see how I made it to these life goals that I set out for myself. Not true? All right. Can we talk for a minute? No resolution, just life goals. The agenda is to exterminate the black race, cheese, and peace. Okay, another variant for 2022. Hey, man, we have to live through this. So let's not get stuck on all that. I love all nations. What I hate is when any nation oppress each other. Again, cliche and utopian like, which that's not how life is. You know, we hate racism. We bonfire upon racism. We don't like racist people. We don't like when it's done to us. We don't perpetuate it. We don't do it to others also. We don't kill. We don't promote killing. We don't promote taking somebody's life for no damn reason other than somebody paid you to do it or them have something that you want and you must get rid of them in order to get it. Them kind of something that we don't promote no frivolous taking of people's life and all these. These are all cliche things. Back to my life goals and my New Year's resolution, actually not life goals. I said, I want some of my subscribers to come with me on this journey. And this journey it's going to be bugged out. Why? Because we're focusing on friendships, we're focusing on fitness, and we're focusing on finances for 2022. As 2022 rolls around, friendships, you have to start thinking who is with you, who is not with you. You know, every step you have to start either making your circle smaller or you have to bring more people into your circle sometimes. Some people say, I keep my circle small and I keep my circle tight. Not in a world where you need to network, not in a world where you need to develop friendships and connections in order to accomplish your end goals, right? So working more on the friendships part is what I'm going to be focusing on for the new year. I'm not a friendship kind of person, like don't go looking for friendship. Don't. And in that case, I beat myself sometimes because people are like, SouFlo, how come you don't contact so and so and go on so and so and do a thing with so and so? And because I'm not that kind of person. If people reach out, I'll respond. If they don't reach out, I won't reach out. And I think that in itself, sometimes that's pride also, right? And pride, too much of that it's the ego again. And you have to continue to kill the ego all the time. So working on the friendships thing is one of the main things that I'm going to be working on, you know, solidifying your relationships that are worth solidifying, getting rid of the ones that are hindering you or keeping you from going forward towards what it is that you hope to accomplish in life. Life is short. This ain't no remake to this. Like I said before, ain't no remix, ain't no come back and do it over again. So we have to watch what we're doing with the time we've been given. because before you know it, they'll be laying you to rest. And your long list of I'm going to do this, I want to accomplish this and that, nothing got done. Nothing was done or accomplished on that list. Is that how you want your stuff to be read after you're gone? No. Right? Then fitness. Here for the fitness now. I want to be so accountable. I saw Will Smith did it, and I'm going to do it as well. So starting off the new year, I'm going to do a complete strip down on video. Take off my hat, take off my shirt, take off my pants. Now go wear my underwear though. I'm not put out my ding ding in the ear like that. But I'm going to take everything off, right? I'm going to do a full body show, and then I'm going to do a full body transformation. I'm a person that was always into fitness. See, this whole corona thing came around and I absolutely stopped going to the gym. And then I got comfortable at home. And you know, when you're home, because I was working from home before it even started, I got more comfortable at home. So I'm like, yeah, get to the money, do this, bam, fix that. And you get caught up in that. Then I find myself not walking around all day, but sitting down in one place in front of a screen all day. Stop burning a lot of calories, start putting on a lot of weight. Your body start looking like something that you don't like because you've seen your best or better. And you're like, I'm starting to be self-conscious. When I went to the beach and I didn't want to take my shirt off is when I realized this ain't the kind of life I want to live. Not now, anyways. And if things are going one way in your life and that's not the way you want it to go, be responsible. Make it go the next way. No excuses, no nothing. We've been on earth for a while now. We know what it takes to make it do what it's supposed to do. So I'm not going to sit around and hide myself anymore and complain and say, Lord, me do have one chest, but now me have titty and all these things. Me do have one six pack, but now me have rolls. So me have to put on more clothes and hide me some more. No. I want to live the best life possible. The best life possible. So when summer 2022 come, if I'm outside, I feel like I want to take off my shirt and walk shirtless in Miami, then I want to be able to do that with confidence, like I was able to do before, right? And them kind of something there. So it's about self-happiness, and it starts with fitness. You have to be physically fit, right? So your health comes first. Health is wealth and everything. There's no way you can set New Year's resolution goals and fitness in it, because if you plan everything else and your health fails, everything else is pretty much blown out the water, off the books, because you're going to have to put all your energy, time, and resources into getting well again so you can get back to a regular life, right? So we're going to do with the fitness thing. So look forward to that. The strip down video is going to be fun, and I know it is because I'm going to get a whole lot of criticism. Lord, then I saw him did look on him belly. Also, floor roly poly and look. So, hey, I'm doing this for everybody out there who is on that, struggling as well, because we all just went through this. Who did overweight before pandemic start? Them extra overweight now, right? You had some people who were in the pandemic clearing out their spaces and talking about right here in the living room, this is what you can do, 500 push-ups, and you grab a chair, the dining table chair, and you do this, big arms and strong, and not worrying about in that, my friend. The fridge got more open and closed time than any record would play in any dance anytime. We on the fridge. Call it the fridge. You were in the fridge every minute. Sometimes you went to the fridge just to look. Same stuff in there, nothing changed. You didn't go grocery shopping or nothing, and you just turn up there and look, because it came with what we were going through, and this was a mechanism that we were actually using to cope. Unnatural conditions is what we've been living in for quite some time. Locked in, scared to go outside. You have to go take joke, wear a mask, can't communicate with people. One time we weren't allowed to go to our neighbor's house. We weren't allowed to go down the street to your mother's house. People, parents passing away, they can't go there to visit them. All kind of something. So we're coming out of that, right? All right. Let's focus on fitness. Let's focus on getting back to that, being the best us that we can be. And I'm going to lead the way. Also, it's going to be a 6-month body transformation, which will take us right into summer, midsummer, right? And every month I will do a complete strip down just to show the progress, the work that's been put in. I'll vlog some of that. Of course, you can't say everything, because then I would spend all day doing workout and vlog videos and dieting videos and all that. It's not going to be a diet. It's going to be a change of how you eat, right? That's it. Diets don't really work. They're fads. You tell yourself, well, I'm going on vacation in 4 weeks, so I'm just going to eat beer salad for the next 4 weeks, and then you deprive your body of protein, and then you end up in an unhealthy state. You're lethargic, you're falling over, sleeping everywhere you go. You want to bite somebody's head off every time they say something to you that is not what you want to hear, kind of thing. So me not do that to myself. We're just reconstructing a lifestyle change. Right, Jet Shelley, exactly. A lifestyle change. And every month I will do a complete strip down on video. January, February, March, April, May. January, February, March, April, May. So June should be the last strip down. And there should be a huge transformation from January till June. To live it, to speak it, to walk it, to talk it, and to show everybody else that you can do exactly the same too, right? So I'm encouraging others to come along with me. I'm gonna buy my juicer, my blender. Something wrong with the blender, I have no. I'm gonna buy my juicer and my blender and start doing the smoothies and the green smoothies and all that healthy stuff that we're talking about. Take your vitamins and these kind of things, whatever. And then finances will be the big kicker. All right. I'm chasing a bag for 2022. Definitely chasing a bag for 2022. I got some making up to do, and I'm just going for it. I'm one of them that's been blessed to be in a position. I've worked my ass off too to be there. So I have multiple bags. I have multiple hustles that all generate. Seeing that all generate some cash. So I'm gonna just be more, but I've been focused on only one for quite some time. So now I gotta go back to now focusing on all the bags. So I'm gonna be in multiple bags, and it's gonna be an interesting journey to see, right? I'm inviting y'all to come along with me on this journey, and we'll share it together and make fun of it as we go along, because this is life we're living. See? Somebody said that job idea keeps the doctor paid. Go on with yourself. Letitia Nicole says, I try to do my smoothies daily to get harder. It gets harder in the winter because the garden is dead and we don't want veggies out the store. Live on the air with SouFlo. Morning.
SouFlo, big up yourself. Make up whatever for rise up. Yo.
Yeah, right up.
You talk about that diet thing. Why is the diet thing? But man of the diet because you will die because of what you ate. A diet, you will die because of what you ate, or you will die quietly when you diet. So you have to eat correctly. Yeah, you have to watch the words that you say because words are spelled. SouFlo, my brother.
Big up yourself, fam.
Why is it a diet? Because you will die because of what you ate.
All right, my brother. Good morning. Good morning. Yes, Nicole. It'll be a major credit card, and I'll be there shortly. I'm running a little late, but I'll be there. Yes. All right. Bye-bye. All right. With that said, that's a big reminder that I'm supposed to go pick up a vehicle at 9 o'clock, and it's 8:52, as you can see. So big up on yourself. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your input and all that. And I'll catch you right here tomorrow morning. I got to get going tomorrow morning on Morning Thoughts with the SouFLoTV family. All right. I'm out. Peace.